All right. So I think the next team on our list is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
And I think, Shrikar, you want to start this one off now?
Yeah, why don't you start us off on this one, Shrikar?
Yeah.
Because
Why don't you tell us?
Yeah. So I have the Raiders going 8-8. I think I have them beating the Panthers, the Falcons, the Dolphins. I have them sweeping the Chargers. I have them splitting the Broncos, I believe. I think they lose week 17 and they win their earlier matchup. Who else am I missing?
Jets.
Jets.
I have them beating the Jets. I have them beating the Patriots in week 3. And the reason for that is you guys were surprised. Cam Newton in these early weeks is not a safe bet at all. Even if it's at Gillette, there's no home field advantage. I'm sorry. But, I mean, Cam Newton coming back from that injury, it's like the early weeks in the system. That's not a safe bet in my opinion. So I'd take the Raiders in that one. And I'm missing one more. What am I missing?
I think Dolphins. I think you missed it. Dolphins.
Oh, okay, Dolphins. Dolphins 8-8. Yep, week 16. So 8-8 for this team. I mean, going 8-8 in what is, I'd say, one of the tougher divisions in the NFL. I think that has to be considered a win for the Raiders. I know you guys have them going worse, but that does put their postseason hopes in the air. They're going to be competing with the Denver Broncos for a playoff spot, but it's going to come down to that week 17 game, which I have them losing in Denver. Regardless, as I said, it's just another step forward for the Raiders, which is really all that you can ask for in this rebuild that they're going through with Gruden and Mayock. So, 8-8.
Jack, you want to go next?
Why don't you get some? I want to finish off on this one.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, it's like,
oh boy.
I mean, here's the thing with the Raiders 7-9. I think you can look at it as a good one. You can look at it as a bad one. There's so many ways to look at it. I think they have a lot of players and they have a lot of pieces, like I said. And I think Jack quoted me on this too. I think they are a quarterback away from being a playoff team, playoff contender. I just don't trust Derek Carr yet. And I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. And again, the AFC West as a whole, their schedule is so hard. I mean, NFC South, and then think about the Raiders. They have to play the Chiefs twice, the Broncos twice, and I think the Chargers aren't an easy out either.
Well, and they get the Saints and the Bills like the rest of the division.
I mean, again, that's I think they also I think they play the AFC East too. So I think but the Bills is the only team that I think I'm scared of there. And Shrikar, to touch on your Patriots pick, sure, you can say Cam is an if there, but again, you're ignoring travel miles. So they have to travel across the entire country, and keep in mind they're a bit sluggish without preseason and OTAs. So traveling across the country to play a Gillette team, there's no home court advantage, but the travel miles does play a factor. So keep that in mind as well.
But you also got to recognize the opt-outs for the Patriots as well. There's factors that go both ways.
But it's still
true. But who am I going to put my money on? Bill Belichick or John Gruden? I'm putting it on Belichick 100% of the time. So I mean, we can go both ways, but I mean, I think it's an easy one. It was an easy pick for me there. I think the Patriots win it, but there was so I'll give my record to start off. I initially had them 4-12, but I think Shrikar pushed me a little bit to go 5-11. I think 5-11, and again, it's a good 5-11. I think Raiders fans, I know a couple of them are going to be watching this. Look, I think it's a good 5-11, especially in a season where there's just a lot of question. I think this should be the last year of Derek Carr playing for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Mariota time?
Again, I think they've got to start looking at someone else. Yeah, I think Justin Fields would be very good
that spot, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, another OSU quarterback, and I promise you, he's not going to be a Terrell Pryor. I promise you that. Okay, so Raiders fans, if you guys get Justin Fields somehow,
Dwayne Haskins rookie year.
No, he will be Justin Fields rookie year, which will reset the OSU quarterback slander that I've been hearing for the last 5 years. But I think they do have a couple upsets in them. I think they beat the Bucs off a bye. I think Jack and I agreed on that one. And I think they beat the Broncos at home. I think those are a couple upsets I see. But I do see them losing some games that it's like, they could have won it, right? Like I think the Falcons beat them. As much as it pains me to say this, I even think the Jets beat them at home again. But I think they're a good 5-11. I think this just shows that they're on the upswing. Even though it is a down year, again, 2020 just got a lot of questions, and I just don't see them bringing that same consistency with a harder schedule.
The pieces are there. I mean, the pieces that are there for this team. Just because me and Anish have some poor predictions does not mean we're high on this. We're not high on this team. It's just like we mentioned in our last Raiders episode, which we'll put right up here for you guys to watch. They don't really have a quarterback that I trust at all. I don't have Derek Carr winning anything more than really. I have him going 4-12. I really wanted to give him Carolina week 1. I think they're definitely a better team than Carolina. I think Carolina's bottom 3 team in the league. I don't think the Raiders.
I just think they don't match up well.
No, I
but
really
I think
don't.
they still will. I think they still win. But I mean, I can see why you would pick
I
the
give them a
Panthers.
win.
I think
Yeah, I
Panthers.
give them a win.
I don't think they match up well. I think that the Panthers. I think they'll throw the ball a lot over this Raiders team, especially with. I think they've got a very underweight.
With Bridgewater in his first game.
Yeah,
I have the Raiders. That I think they come in a little bit more experienced, but I mean, again, it's a flip of a coin in my opinion.
Yeah. But I think that the Raiders they got Henry Ruggs this year in the draft. They got Damon Arnett. We don't know really what to expect, but the Raiders, maybe we need to start respecting them as one of the teams that drafts really well, and they get another high draft pick this year. The pieces are in place. They just need a quarterback, in my opinion, and I don't think they have. I don't think they have one in the building. One of the two that they have that were previously thought franchise quarterbacks for whatever team, but I think that this team is a quarterback away, and they don't have it this year. So I've got them going 4-12. I think that I wish I could give them more wins, but like we said, the schedule is brutal, and I think that some teams match up better against them than you may think. So I've got them going 4-12, but I think that this is a team that you should watch out for going forward. This division is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah,
the next couple.
I think it's a very underrated division.
Bright.
I mean, I can only name you maybe 2 or 3 that are better than the AFC West. I think the NFC West, obviously.
NFC West,
NFC
NFC South,
and NFC South. NFC South, AFC North, and NFC West. I think those are the only 3.
In a couple of years, this division could be the best in football if Justin Herbert. If Justin Herbert and Drew Lock pay off, and the Raiders draft a quarterback like a Justin Fields, maybe even Trevor Lawrence if they play worse this year, this division could be the best in football. And I mean, there could be 4 playoff teams in this division.